Oh, okay.
Yes, that's the amphitheater. But auditor, there's a confusion in your briefly in 1 minute, VC. We want you to talk about the payments done and percentages as you're moving.
Mr. Chairman, let me start with from the beginning that in the year ended 30th June 2017, we had paid 71 million, which is 30% of the project or the contract sum, Chairman. 2017-2018, we had paid a total of 98,677,386, 41%. Ending 2019, Chairman, we had paid 157,114,910, which is equivalent to 65%, Mr. Chairman. 2020, we were at 75%, 180,033,998, and to end of 2021, we were at 211,636,861, 88%. And finally, Chairman, when it was completed in 2021-2022, we were still at 241, and finally 2023-24, we were at 248,617, 243, which was a cost overrun of 3%, Chairman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a bit disturbed because I'm listening to the response and I'm reading the documents. They are not connected. Here we are being told that, in the document we are being told there were several contract extensions. And yet here we are not able to establish whether there was any extension, number one. Number two, we are told the project is completed and in use. And the report here says it has not been in good user because of defects. So all this is pointing us to other issues that we really need to dig in to understand what is going on.
Honorable members, clearly there is more than meet the eye about this project. One, the contractor proceeded with the project without extensions, which is against the law, and without the performance bond, which is totally a different thing. Honorable members, we find that it is necessary for us to go to Eldoret University to look at this this construction, but more importantly, clerk, get the details of the project managers, because the committee would like we'll be charging them. And we cannot do that if we've not listened to them. So when we come, please ensure that all these people are available. The contractor is here? Yeah, we would also like to meet the contractor, because clearly you just operated away from the law. It's like a personal kiosk, which is not and can never be acceptable. We are the holders of public interest, and we shall do so at any time. Yes, Honorable Maurice?
Chair, just for my information, Professor Cheriot, have you been the one in the driver's seat during all this period, or when did you take over?
Mr. Chairman, I took over from September last year, and I just took over with these issues. But my predecessor is here, and the reason why she's here is also in case there's any question.
Madam, I didn't get your name again. Where are you after you left this university? What are you doing at the moment? Are you in another institution?
Thank you, Chair. To answer you, I'm not in any other institution. Thank you.
Are you practicing?
I'm doing private business. Thank you.
Why did you leave? Because you don't look like you are You look more energetic, still energetic. Why did you leave? I mean, was it optional?
Honorable Bakai, vice chancellors have term limits. 5 years.
What's good, my people?
Only once, 10 years. So after that, and vice chancellors can get that appointment at whatever age of their life, could be young, old, yeah.
I hear you, Chair, but it'd be good to hear from her. I mean, did you do your 2 terms, or did you leave early, or you completed and...
Just for information, Chair. She had given us that information that she completed her 2 terms. Yeah, so honorable members.
But Chairman, even as you, because you've given good direction, but just to pick from what Honorable Momina has said, it is clear that the university broke the law knowingly.
Yes.
Because from their own response, they say the university received copies of requests for extension of contract from the contractor and was waiting for recommendation from the project manager to enable us prepare a contract of extension. Meaning, you knew the importance of having the extension of the contract, but you just disregarded it as an institution. My only question is, when you say the university received copies, who is the university? Who is this person who received?
Mwasi.
Yeah, because you said the university received copies of requests for extension of contract. There can't be a person called the university. Who?
Chair, all communication from external sources goes to the Vice Chancellor.
So, yes, I wanted to know who is that person. So the Vice Chancellor, you then received copies of requests for extension of contract.
Team on the ground, then from there we forward to the project manager.
Which other technical team? Because the project manager in this case is the technical person, the architects, the engineers, the QSs, who else? And you know you've onboarded them as your technical people.
Chair, first of all, management looks at them through the registrar planning, looks at the requests, then from there we package and send to the project manager.
What do you mean package?
Okay, as you answer that, systemize, yeah.
She's trying to pass ball unnecessarily. By the time you receive this request, it's already processed technically. Okay?
Who then approves that extension? So was that done?
No, it was not done.
So who finally gave the okay? For the project to be extended?
That's what I said, that implicitly.
It
No,
is?
don't reply.
Who? Who?
the project manager.
Okay.
There's, you know, you looked at this and it's fine.
Yes.
You are supposed to okay.
But that communication, that's why I'm saying we don't have.
Thank you. You know, Chairman, so that I let it also go on this matter. So you want to tell me your project managers of different projects going on in the institution can just do their work remotely there without finally having the okay of the management?
No, Chair.
Yeah, because what you're trying to tell us is that the project manager with the technical people looked at this contract request of extension from the contractor, and it was okay for him to okay the extension without the authorization of the management. That is what you're saying, isn't it? That's what you're saying. That's the word you are calling in. You are calling it what?
Implied.
That's what you were saying.
No,
that
Chair.
in short, we are now giving it to the project manager, and project managers are free to okay extension, isn't it?
No, Chair.
Now, for any public money to be paid, you must have a valid contract. How are you paying?
Chairman,
Listen.
yeah.
How are you paying, Madam Vice Chancellor? How are you paying?
Thank you, Chair. The project manager could do the certification and request us to pay the certificates as they raise them based on the work done.
Now, for you, that certificate must be accompanied by the contract, okay? Valid contract, award letters and all that. It must be accompanied by all those things. Why were you approving public funds without documentation? And curiously, why did you not come with the project managers?
Thank you. As you are told, we looked for him, but he was not available. But the certificate used to be accompanied by supporting documents, like site meetings.
A contract is the most vital documentation on that invoice. Why were you spending public money without a contract?
And when you wrote to the project manager for the extension, and he did not respond to you, did you follow up as the management, or you then left it to the project manager? Because as the chairman is saying, you are apportioning blame now to somebody else who is also not in this room. So we also, chairman, cannot continue without the contractor and the project manager, because we don't have their side of the story.
So, honorable members, let's make progress. Yes, honorable member.
Just one clarification. Yes. I need to hear from the VC. What do they mean by the project not in good use? I mean the building not in good use. If you can elaborate.
And lastly, Chair, I think as much as you're saying we do progress, we've met this institution so many times. So this, I think, should be the third time. We cannot be talking again about fourth time, about someone missing. I mean, we need to put our foot down and ensure that everybody who was involved in the process, they come and we close this matter.
We'll issue summons, but respond to Honorable Mina's question. VC.
I think, Mr. Chairman, that is likely to be a different project that we indicated that there were some defects which were corrected. I think it's not this business and economics project.
I'm looking at your response under this project. Unless you want to say this is not your document.
Yeah, as you're checking, Honorable Mwenje.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mark Mwenje, and PM Bakasiwas, member of this committee. Chair, there is something I thought you would ask. My question is very simple to the VC, and I hope he's listening. He spoke of a contract sum of 241 million, and obviously you've gone through the nitty-gritties of showing that they didn't extend time. But he finished by saying they paid some 3% over and above. And my simple question is, despite the fact that they did not get an extension, did they even do a variation for this additional sum? Was it approved in the right manner, despite the fact that obviously you had not extended this contract?
Yeah.
Mwasi.
Chair, thank you. There was no variation. As I indicated last time we discussed this project, there was a change of material for the roof. And for reasons that concrete slabs in that area are very difficult to manage or maintain because they start leaking almost after hardly a very short time. So because we have had experiences with other roofs like that, we discussed and saw for it would be better to forestall that problem by converting this concrete slab into an iron sheet roof. There's an explanation there in some of the documents we have given.
Just stop there.
Yes.
Mwenje, thank you. You raised a very important point. Now, technically,
Yeah.
a concrete roof and a steel roof,
Yes.
which one is more expensive?
Is definitely the concrete roof.
Now you are changing from concrete, the more expensive,
Yes.
to steel,
Yes.
and your value figures are going up.
Chair, and I explained what we did, that the building had 3 kind of towers. So 2 of those towers, we maintained them with a roof, remove the slab. The 3rd tower, because we had to have an space for overhead tanks, we maintained the slab and then put a roof on it. But while we are doing that, it was discovered that it was a very big hole, maybe twice or so of this area. And putting tanks on that alone was not cost effective. It was not, and we needed space as the university. So what was agreed is that we divide that hole into 3 sections so that we got 2 large holes and then 1 smaller hole for that.
Is that documented? Because
Yes.
you are doing a lot of stories,
Yes.
I'm afraid. Is that documented?
It's there in the minutes.
It is documented
Yes,
properly.
yes.
So why would your figures be going up?
Now, so
Does it mean you put the concrete and then added steel?
we just put wall and finishes, windows, doors.
Yeah,
and
but
whatnot.
then that should be cheaper,
Yes,
not more, right? The way you just observed.
yeah.
Now, did you apply for variations?
In fact, during that time, it was agreed that it was
Yes
not,
or no?
we didn't apply for variation.
You applied.
We didn't.
You didn't. Why?
Because it was not a variation. We didn't see it as a variation.
But it affected cost.
It affected the cost. But if you look at the analysis, the final analysis, which is we have attached, what caused the increase was, okay, the building was designed that the topmost floor, the 3rd floor, was lectures, it was supposed to be offices. But in the design, it didn't have in the BQ's quotation or money for aluminum partitioning of the entire 3rd floor into offices. So when the partitioning was factored in, and it shows there in the analysis we have given you, the partitioning, actually it was like this, saving from...
So the savings of the concrete ate into aluminum partitioning.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm saying. Plus other factors. There was that, I'm telling the finishing, and then the roof, because now that from the BQs, because we had...
So this 3%, how
Yeah.
do you want to treat it?
As cost overrun.
Cost overrun.
Yes.
What is what are the guidelines on cost overrun? And what percent? And what approvals are needed?
That, can VC go on record to correct their response here, because they said the building has got defects.
We see.
So, Mr. Chairman, we said that the defects that were there were corrected subsequently, Chairman.
Honorable members, we just need to go to this school. There's so many stories that are not adding up. Yeah, we will meet you there. And the clerk ensure that we have everyone. Issue summons. If anyone feels they cannot attend, issue summons. If they can't, we will arrest them from where they are. And we'll have them come and face this committee. So where is overrun protected in the law, Mwasi?
Actually,
we have the act here.
Actually, all these works are based on measured works.
No,
yes.
The overrun story.
The overrun, cost overrun.
Because what we have in the law is
yes.
variation. Anything up from the intended value of works, you must apply for variation. And the law goes ahead even to give percentages. That the variation cannot go beyond it from 1 to 25%. So this term overrun.
Overrun.
Yes.
Overrun will arise from measuring works. For
I'm
example,
asking you,
yeah.
the law talks of variation.
Yeah.
And there is a process of dealing with variation.
Yes.
When you think that you are going to spend more.
We want to modify the project.
Overrun, this term overrun,
yes.
Where are you getting it from?
You know, you estimate like I need 20 windows. For example,
my brother,
let me.
When you talk of variation, I will take you to the act.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's not a variation.
When you talk of variation, I will take you to the act and say, this act talks of these, and these are the procedures of getting a variation.
Yes.
What is an overrun in law, and what are the procedures of addressing the overrun?
Okay, I will not refer to the law, but I refer to the
because as it looks, those are your own terms. There's no term such as an overrun in the law. Are we together? The law speaks of a variation and how to attain that.
To get a variation.
Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Show me in the law where without approval. True?
Tender in this country, once you give your price and your PQ estimates, you stick with those. In fact, Chair, right now is when we are trying to argue with, if I know Ken Hire Kura, contractors are trying to argue that some of the rates they give out when they are tendering, that 3 years down the line, they find some of those rates have changed. But Chair, contractors even undertake losses. So this cost overrun is usually a loss on the part of the contractor. You have no right, no obligation to absorb those costs on behalf of the contractor, not unless you do a variation of that contract. So what you're telling us, we don't even need to research. Can you researchers stop researching? You will not find what he's trying to tell you. So what you did, the moment you changed some materials and it affected the pricing and moved the contract from 241 to 248, which is I think what I got you.
Yes.
That is a variation, and that's the end of it. And that's why my question initially was, did you have a variation? And your answer was no. And in my opinion, Chair, is that they are in breach.
Correct.
Simple.
And just to add, Chairman, Mr. Marcia knows what he's talking about. He's just being smart with us. Because I'm sure he knows what a variation is. He knows that there's nothing called in law the overrun. And so on that also we can leave it to the committee to make a decision. Because, yeah, I'm sure he knows what he's talking about.
Okay, unless it's very
No,
necessary.
it is.
Okay,
I have
please.
seen you push the implementer or the operator really on the wall, and he's really struggled with the semantics and stuff. What about the the accounting officer? Did he approve that variation?
Honorable Kakai, they are in breach. In fact, they were defrauding the institution. That is what it means. That over and above, a contractor comes and says, I have gone beyond by this. It's not backed anywhere by law. And you approve, you have no contract, you have no performance bond. I'm saying already that's where we are.
I agree, but any expenditure has a process, Chair. So just the accounting officer to confirm, yes, there is a breach, but did she or did he approve?
Madam, did you approve? Yes,
Chair,
yes
let me
or
start by saying that
Yes or no, so that we make progress.
I would
Did you
like
approve this payment?
approve the overruns.
Yes.
By the time they were paid, I'd left office.
Who paid?
Mr. Chairman, when there was
Who paid? Who was accounting? What is
yes, I was there.
That's last year, Chair.
Yeah. So you paid?
Yes, Chairman.
You approved them?
Yes, Chairman, and we wrote to PPRA to advise on how to treat that particular issue.
You are trying to circumvent the law. Honorable members, I want us to make progress on this because it is as clear as it can get.
Chairman, I would like, if you may allow me, Chair,
Yes.
I would like to clarify that when the structural variations were being done, the proposal was tabled at the council, and the council approved that we proceed with the variations, looking at the advantages, at the more space that the variations are going to generate. So it was approved by the board.
It was approved. Where are the approvals for the variation?
Chair, we can get the approvals when they
Madam,
come.
we gave you time to give us every documentation relating to this.
Chair.
And Mwasia said there were no approvals. Are you reading from different scripts? And if you had, you would have brought it by now. We asked you to bring us every documentation. Madam, don't devise ways of wasting our time, because that is very unfair. Now you want us to give you time to go and give us minutes. Your officer is saying there was no variation.
Chair.
Do you know that you are not supposed to tell us untruths? And that we can put you on oath and that we should put you on oath. Do you understand that?
Thank you, Chair. I understand it.
Yeah, because we feel you are wasting our time. Your officers who are the implementers of this are saying there was no such a thing as variation. And now you want to take us around. We gave you time to give us every documentation. You did not.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I think we need to conclude this matter. And I think the minister here, I don't know the name.
Mwasi.
Moasia. Moasia is just taking us around. Why can't he accept that variation was done, as she's saying? Then we see whether it was done procedurally. Because he's trying to baptize variation, which is not a crime. Shia, can you conclude this matter?
Honorable Epicenter, you want to take us round. Mwasia has been very clear that he didn't have any approvals for variation. We gave them time to go and give us documentation. They have not. Okay? So we will proceed to meet the team in Eldred University. Please ensure that we have the project managers, all of them, the team, and ensure that we have the contractor, because the committee would like to pronounce itself on this matter with finality. Next.
Thank you. Proposed construction of masonry perimeter fence, phase 3. Included in work in progress balance of 249.
Where are you? 2020?
2018-19.
Yes. Mwalimu, teacher, uko hapo? You are there? Mwalimu needs help. Honorable Siolo 1, you are there? Honorable Mwenje, you are there? Epicenter, you are there? No, you are not. Your file is.
I am here. I'm on the page.
Victor, mpeleka hapo. Aye, auditor, proceed.
Proposed construction of masonry perimeter fence, phase 3. Included in work in progress balance of 249,742,950 is Kenya shillings 27,552,911 for the construction of perimeter fence phase 3. The contract was awarded at Kenya shilling 32,494,800, out of which Kenya shillings 27,552,911, or 85% of the contract sum, had been paid as at 30th June 2019. The project completion period of November 2017 was behind schedule by 18 months. Site visit on 8th August 2019 revealed incomplete works such as plastering, electrical works, and painting. Management explained that the contractor had been instructed to correct the defects before handing over, which the contractor is yet to comply with.
Management?
Mr.
Now,
Chairman, yes.
we just make progress here. Clearly, the contractor is the auditor is pointing towards extension. You went beyond the period that you were supposed to complete the work. Did you have extensions for the same? And speak about the performance bond.
Mr. Chairman, last time we were here, you directed that we provide all the documents relating to this. We have all the documents.
VC?
Yes.
Yes, you have provided all the documents. Eh?
Yes.
So you just take us specific to what we're asking. Show us the extensions, valid extensions to this. And if you don't know, you can ask your officers. Mwasi.
Yes, Chair.
Uh-huh.
This project ran concurrently with the other project we have just been talking about.
Did it have extensions?
So it only has requests for extension.
So it does not have extension?
Yes, Chair. Yes, Chair.
Is it complete?
Yes, completed, and the defects were corrected, and now it's in use.
So no performance bond?
Sure.
No performance bond, no extension?
Yeah.
And you still went ahead to commit public money on a building that you have no contract, you have no performance bond, and you have not met all the requirements that would constitute a valid contract, so that we make progress, right? Yes, Honorable Minister.
Chair, I'm just looking at part of the response that says the project site could not be accessed because part of the site is in a swampy area. So I'm wondering, why will they do a project in a swampy area? That's my first question. How will they access it in future? And is the issue of access being addressed in the project? If in the future there will be more rain, what will they do? That's number one. Number two, Chair, I'm speaking from my experience at the ministry as CAS Education. If you look at all these public universities, they are running too many mega projects. And it is always having issues, always, all the universities. Either the funds are not there, the buildings have got defects. There are a lot of issues around it. Maybe it is time we focus on how do they get to, first of all, source for funds to undertake these projects. Because some of the universities, if you visit, you realize that there's even no need for those projects. They are just doing it because it's somewhere where they can now loot money.
Yeah.
I just have a quick question.
Right.
Because these contracts are taking too long, Chair, in their payment, and usually there's some retention funds. My question would be, have these contractors claimed the retention funds? Please answer the question. If you know, if you don't know, be clear. Because I would have assumed, how would you keep retention for a contractor for such long periods? I'm sure the contractors would be demanding these monies. So I just want to know if you've paid them, yes or no. So,
yeah. In this particular project, where at this point, the contractor had not gone to complete the project, I've had the person concerned, Mwasia, saying that the project is now completed and in use. Was there any additional funds from the original contractual sum, which was harder to do the completion? Just my concern.
Yeah, VC, address from Honorable Mominas. You said the swamp is inaccessible. Have you put measures? And then go to Honorable Mwenjes and finish with the Honorable Zambias.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Being a perimeter wall, we had to ensure that we secure the university all around. So we had to, that is why we had to wait until the issue of the rain is reduced so that we continue the project. And we were explaining why the project delayed, Chairman.
Now, being part of the university, have you made arrangements that it is accessible?
Yes, Chairman.
How?
Because this is a perimeter wall around the university, so the entry points and exit points are out of that area where it's not affected by the swamp.
How do they drain the water? The wall around it?
Mr. Chairman, yes, Chairman.
How?
We have a dam within the, so we had to drain the water to the dam. On the retention funds, Mr. Chairman, we only released the retention funds upon completion of the project, and they were not able to access before. And on whether there's any additional funds or sums over and above contract sum for this project, Chairman, no, there wasn't any money over and above the contract sum. Thank you.
In your document, the contract sum is 27 million, according to the auditor, but you are talking of having paid 32.494 million. Management?
Mr. Chairman, Dr. Mwasi can answer that.
You are the accounting officer.
The contract sum, Chairman, is 32.
No, just explain.
32,494,800.
But in the original documents, it is 27 million. Mwasi?
Yes, that was before the final interim certificate was paid.
So, according to documentation, value for this is 27 million. You paid 32 million.
Contract sum is 32, but by the time of the audit, 27 had been paid.
Auditor?
Chair, that is the position. The contract sum was 32,494,800, out of which 27,552,911